Have you ever thought about doing a video on something that's not manga related? Hello everybody, welcome to another That Manga Dude video, but this time I'm not doing anything about manga. I'm actually going to be talking about everything that I have that's anime related, that's figure related, basically everything else that's a part of my collection that is not specifically manga. So I actually have more than I expected or more than I thought. So this is going to be an interesting video probably. I'm going to probably be like, oh yeah, I totally forgot I had this kind of thing. So please expect that. And if it doesn't happen, well, I guess I'm a liar, but let's get right into it. Let's get started right now. Okay, so we're gonna start with my figures. So I have a whole like figure thing here, but I'm gonna start at the top. I know there's gonna be some video game ones in here, so just keep that in mind. But up here at top, I've got Wolf and this is Ridley. These are two amiibos here. Yeah, looking pretty cool. Coming on down here, this is basically the main like anime thing and some other things, but I have Marco from One Piece, I have Captain Kidd, I have a Naruto figure, and then I have an Usopp figure. Important to note that I did not buy any of these four anime figures. These were actually all gifted from to me, but clearly I got some of my favorite One Piece characters, and Naruto is really cool, so it's awesome to have these. And then as well, I have Cloud and Bayonetta, which are also amiibos. Coming on down here, this is the Digimon like shelf. So I've got Tentamon, I've got War Greymon, which this War Greymon statue is flippin' sick. Let me move this Jirachi here. Yeah, so this War Greymon, he is massive. Got him for $40. He's very big. I mean, it's hard to tell, but like here's my like hand for a measurement scale. I know that's not really helpful because my hand is an indistinguishable size, but let's just say it's pretty big. And then here we have Jirachi and Zudomon, as well as Omnimon. Okay, so after the Digimon shelf and the one Pokemon statue, we have more amiibos. I have Young Link, Falco, Min Min, the Wind Waker, like Zelda one. This is like one of my favorite amiibos. It's got like the really cool, I guess you can't really tell, but this is the Wind Waker Link, as well as Greninja, Bowser Jr., and Charizard. Coming down here, we have a lot more. This is, so Chrom, Roy, Lucina, Robin, the Splatoon girl, and then Callie and Marie, as well as the Splatoon boy, the Splatoon squid, Timmy and Tommy. Oh my gosh, she's from Animal Crossing. Oh, she's one of the Able sisters. I don't remember which one she is. I think she's Mabel. And then we have Isabelle, the dog. He came with Amiibo Festival, so I don't remember his name. And then I have the Zelda from Wind Waker. This one's really cool. I like her a lot. She's awesome. Nice figure. As well as this guy. I think his name is Rivali, if I remember correctly. He's one of my favorite of like the Breath of the Wild characters. Wow, this is not focusing. Of course it's not. And next to that, I have the Majora's Mask Link and the Twilight Princess Link and Midna. And just to show this off, because this is pretty cool, but this thing has like a light to it, so like there's like a really nice like lighting to it. It helps to see them at night. It's kind of cool. You can see the characters better. The lighting is just overall just really nice. Yeah, so that's all for my figures. Let's go on to other things. Okay, so this section here, this is like all my art books and some comics here and there. So I'm mostly gonna be showing off the art books unless there is some manga related stuff. But let's start here. So we're gonna open this up, and this is gonna feature like non-anime stuff. So just keep that in mind. But I will try my best to focus mostly on the ones. But here I have Assassin's Creed. I have the visual guide, The Art of Fallout 4. That's a limited edition. Comes as a really nice Rizzo print. The Illusion of Life, Disney Animation. So it's a book about animation, which is really cool. Warner Brothers Animation art book, which is really neat. Hyrule Historia, of course. Art of Persona 5. This book is super awesome, and I got it for super cheap too. I got it for $20, and now it costs a lot because I think Prima or somebody, whoever made the original book, went out of business. So next to that, we got the Fire Emblem 25th Anniversary book, as well as the World of Warcraft Burning Crusade art book, which is interesting because I got this at Goodwill for like $5, so neat to have that. An old school Pokemon Pokedex Collector's Edition as well. Takashi Murakami art book. Takashi Murakami is a Japanese artist that I really like. And then next to that, so this is like mostly my anime stuff. Wow, this is not focusing. Come on. There we go. We got the Shaman King character book. So this is like a really cool like art book. Features a lot of like the character designs for the newer series, so for Shaman King the Superstar. So that's pretty cool. Next to that, we got the Cowboy Bebop Illustrations book. This, I believe, is all of the art from the art director or the director. I can't remember. I always forget. But it's a really cool art book. I've flipped through it before for a short, so feel free to watch that. And then next to that is the artworks of Matus Urbanowicz, who is a kind of like a visual artist, or he does a lot of buildings and backgrounds. It's really cool. Really like his art, and I got this as a gift as well. So this is just a really neat book. Coming up next to that is a sketchbooks book, so it's features a bunch of artists, modern artists, and their sketchbooks and what it looks like inside. Tim Burton book, a Nightmare Before Christmas book, an Art Deco book, a artist that I like a lot, Alina Chow, that's her art book, a Bahamas sketchbook, which is a bunch of buildings that this person drew in the Bahamas, which is really neat. Yeah. Coming in over here, got ourselves around the corner, Monsters University, Art of Zootopia, the Song of the Sea art book, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, this is the art book for that, a Legend of Korra art book, and then a artist that I follow did a children's illustration book, so that's theirs, and then a bunch of comic stuff. So this is Banned Book Club, Berserk Kid, CC's Journal, Demon Days, by Peach Momoko, four X-Mag books from Piao, 3 of these really cool comics from Gunhead, or called Gunhead from Viz. Very old school. It's neat to have these. And then let's see, Heaven's Door Extra Works. Come on, focus, please. As well as the Map Makers and the Lost Magic, Math Girls, Pause, Record of the Glass Castle, Sim Magic, Suncatcher, The Thief Inoue, Akikazu, and other stories. Shigeru Mizuki's Tomoe Monogatari, Yellow Stringer. I don't know why this is over here, but the Wrath of the Lich King art book is over here in the corner. Really old official Pokemon's handbook. An art book. This is interesting, actually. I'm gonna pull this out. So this is the art book for Posaka Demizu. So I bought this before I knew who this was, but this is the artist behind The Promised Neverland, so there's just some really beautiful illustrations in here. Might do a full video where I just kind of flip through it and talk about it and give my opinions about the art that I see in there, but yeah, really neat to have this. I got this a while back. And last but not least over there, the Hiroshige art book as well. Okay, so back to our regular scheduled television. So, this is going to be all my DVDs and Blu-rays for anime stuff, anime films, whatever. You'll see them, you'll like them, hopefully. I'm going to start with the most straightforward. I'm going to go with Studio Giblets first, aka Studio Ghibli. So I'm going to have all of the ones that I do have, and I'm going to kind of talk about some of them. If I have watched it, if I haven't, well, you're going to have to deal with it, I guess. But up first, Castle in the Sky, fantastic movie, very underrated in my opinion for Ghibli films. I feel like not enough people talk about it because I don't really know why, but it's a very good film. You should go watch it right now. Coming up after that, we have Castle of Cagliostro. Technically not a Ghibli film, but it is Hayao Miyazaki's first film that he ever directed. Not first thing he ever directed. I believe that was some random show. I don't remember. But another fantastic movie based around the Lupin III story. And yeah, absolutely wonderful. It has fantastic animation. It's definitely a must watch. Even if you haven't consumed any Lupin III stuff, I haven't for the most part. So this is definitely remarkable. You should go watch it as well. After that, this is The Cat Returns. This is the spiritual successor, or spiritual sequel, technically, to, I think it's Whisper of the Heart, I believe. But it's a very good film. I will say, there are parts that were kind of whatever, in my opinion, but it is still very enjoyable. It's worth a watch if you do like Ghibli films. Next after that is Earwig and the Witch. I have not watched this yet. This is the Steelbook version. As you can see, it's kind of shiny and stuff and has a very terrible thing on the sticker on the back. I've heard mixed opinions about this movie, so I guess we'll see when I watch it how I feel. After that, I've got From Up on Poppy Hill, which is incest is not wincest, is something you'll learn in this movie. It'll make more sense once you watch it, but it is actually a very good film. Definitely worth a watch, and it's a lot of fun, honestly. After that, Grave of the Fireflies. Very sad, very depressing, but very sober look on war times in Japan and how that affected the people who were not a part of the war. So yeah, it's really good. It is very sad, by the way. So if you're in a emotionally not great state, I would say don't watch this. Especially if you're not like ready for a very gruesome war film. This is exactly what this is. But fantastic film. This is one of my favorites from the Ghibli catalog, or Ghibli. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm so sorry. And in my opinion, Isao Takahata's best film. So yeah, it's really good. After that, Howl's Moving Castle, fantastic, lovely, the best. I love this so much. It's dusty. I'm so sorry, but I've watched this one probably the most, and it was also the first one I ever watched, so I have a bias towards it, but I love this movie so much. After that, we got Kiki's Delivery Service. This is another one that I also very much enjoy, and it's also one of the ones I first watched when it came to the US, when it played on, I believe it was Cartoon Network, but yeah. Another remarkable one, especially love watching it in Japanese. It is still wrapped because I've seen it multiple times, so I've never opened this specific copy, but I have watched it at least 3 or 4 times. After that, My Neighbor Totoro. I have some very negative opinions about this movie. This is actually my least favorite that I've watched for a variety of reasons, but maybe if I decide to do a full Ghibli retrospective or a full review thing for that, I will probably talk about it then, but just know it's not my favorite for a variety of reasons. After that, My Neighbors, The Yamadas. This is a Sao Takahata film. This is just a fun little kind of short story film. There's a bunch of little stories about the Yamadas as they go throughout life doing stuff. That's the best way to describe it. It's fun, but it's not, you're not gonna blow your mind or anything, but it is it's very entertaining. After that, we got Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. It is a mouthful to say, but this is a remarkable film that is definitely needs to be watched by more people, especially Ghibli fans. People who are so-called Ghibli fans, you should really go check this out. I would say this is one of the better ones he's ever that Miyazaki's ever directed on, and definitely one that I think a lot of people dismiss in a way, which is unfortunate because it is very good. After that, this is Only Yesterday. I have not watched this film. I've heard a lot of people say it's very boring, so I guess we'll see when we get there. After that, we got Ponyo. I have also not watched Ponyo, and that's just because I'm really slow in terms of watching films. Not recently, but definitely in general. And it's because I like to watch films that I've never, if I watch films with people, I don't tend to want to watch films that people have already seen. And Ponyo is one of them where I'm the only person who hasn't seen it in my friend group for the most part, so maybe I'll watch it then. Porco Rosso, another Miyazaki film. This one's pretty good, enjoyable. Yeah, there are parts of it that I think are meh, but for the most part I did enjoy it. Up next, Princess Mononoke. Absolutely fantastic. I understand why people love this movie so much. It is so good. And a fantastic action film, fantastic animated film, just fantastic film in general. You should definitely give it a shot. It's cool. Up next, The Secret World of Arrietty. This is one that I think is kind of underrated in the Ghibli catalog, but I really like this one. It's really fun. It's very enjoyable. I would say go give it a shot if you like. If you've ever watched a movie called The Borrowers, same kind of idea. So good film. You should go watch that as well. Up next, everyone's favorite, not everyone, but a lot of people's favorite, this is Spirited Away. I haven't watched it in a long time. Actually, I haven't watched it since it first came out over here in the United States. But yeah, I remember not liking it too much, so I will probably have to watch it again to see how I feel about it. But yeah, my opinions of it are not high. Up next, When Marnie Was There. This is one that I've heard people talk about here and there. I've never actually seen it myself, but I will get to it when I get to it. Alright, here we go. Whisper of the Heart. This one is fantastic. I love this movie. It has a very fantastic rendition of Take Me Home Country Roads, done in Japanese. Just overall, just a very enjoyable film. I think another one that people don't really talk about, which is a shame because this one is really good as well. And last but not least, from the Miyazaki/Ghibli catalog, this is The Wind Rises. This is, I believe it's kind of like a bootleg one. I don't really know. But I got this at Tokyo Japanese Lifestyle, if you know that store, usually in malls. And yeah, I don't know if it's, yeah, I don't know if this is legal or not, but whatever. I have it, and it's a good one. I like this one a lot, actually. Okay, going into the others, so this is like all of the other anime films that are not Ghibli related or Ghibli affiliated or Miyazaki affiliated. So up first, I got the Pokemon Collector Set 4 films. So this comes with Pokemon Heroes, Forever, Destiny, Deoxys, and Jirachi Wishmaker. So these are actually, it's funny that these are all collected like this because these are the 4 that I've watched, or like the last 4 that I watched before I stopped watching Pokemon films. For the most part, I think the only other ones I watched after this were the Lucario one, and I think the Manaphy one / the Pokemon Ranger one. I don't know if those are, I don't remember if those are associated, but I've seen those 2 as well. But yeah, these 4 are awesome films. I haven't opened them because yeah, I just haven't really wanted to watch it. But I do very much like these films. I think they're really great. Okay, coming up for Satoshi Kon, I actually have most of his films. I don't have Perfect Blue, but hopefully we'll have it at some point in the near future. But I do have Millennium Actress, which is a fantastic film. Really, really good if you had never seen it before. It's very thought-provoking, and it gets very confusing, as a lot of Satoshi Kon films can be. But I think it's pretty easy to follow once you get like the hang of it. Up next, I've got Paprika. This is one that I feel like most people will know for the most part, and it's actually the one I like the least out of the 4 films that he put out. But yeah, it's entertaining. I think it's very confusing, and I'm not sure if I truly enjoy the confusingness of it, but overall, it's a pretty fun film to watch. And then my particular favorite, Tokyo Godfathers, fantastic film. I think this is Satoshi Kon's best film, and also the easiest to consume in terms of a viewer, mostly because like it's the easiest to follow. It doesn't have a lot of like trickery per se, not trickery, but like a lot. It doesn't have a lot of like, oh, I've really got to think outside the box kind of thing. But yeah, I love this movie. It's fantastic. Hopefully we'll probably watch it again soon because this movie's so good. Alright, after that, I got my Digimon stuff. I have Adventure, Try, Determination, and Confession. I used to have the first one, but I had it on DVD and I sold it, and I never bought the Blu-ray for the first one. I still have, like, I think 2 more to buy, and then the first one as well, so I think I have 3 or 4 more to go. But, yeah, Digimon Adventure Try is cool. If you don't know, I love Digimon stuff, clearly by the amount of random statues and figures that I have. But yeah, I really like the first film. Need to watch these so I can see what all the hubbub's about. And then I also have Digimon Adventure Last Evolution Kizuna. I believe this is supposed to be like the send-off for the original group. I heard it's a very emotionally wrenching and a fantastic film, so I'm really excited to get into this and be very sad. And then coming up last, this is the finale for this video. This is going to be all of the other anime stuff. Animated films, that is, or anime films. So, and shows. There's one show. I've got Akira. Of course, everybody knows the absolute classic Akira, considered one of the best animated films of all time. They also considered one of the best anime films of all time. Yeah, it's really, really good. I've also heard that the manga is a lot better because there's just more content. The movie does its best to the movie does its best in order to put 6 or 7 volumes down into like 2 hours. So I don't know how much or how well it compares to the anime or to the manga, but the anime film is very, very good. After that, I have an unopened version of The Children of the Sea. I'm actually reading this right now, so that's why I haven't watched it. But when I do decide to watch it, I'll probably have finished the manga by then, and I will see how this compares. Because, yeah, this looks really, really good. Okay, up next, I have Dead Leaves. So this was a very bonkers film. I don't really know how else to explain it, but it was really weird. And I believe this is by, what's the studio? Not, Gainax, I believe. I think this was Gainax. And yeah, it's you can definitely see the influence by those people in this film. It is really weird. It's very out there, but it's pretty cool. I don't know. There's something about it. Like the visual style is actually pretty neat. Up next, I've got Full Metal Alchemist, the movie Conqueror of Shambhala. This is basically the alternate world where the people like join Hitler and stuff like that. So yeah, it's very bizarre. But yeah, I remember liking it for the most part. I was kind of watching it on and off when somebody was watching it at my place a while back. So I actually really do need to watch all the way through. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Up next, In This Corner of the World, fantastic movie. This movie is so good. It is a slow burner. It is very long, but honestly, it's so worth reading all of it or watching all of it. And I definitely want to pick up the manga at some point so I can see why people like it so much. Up next, this is my favorite animated film. This is Lu Over the Wall by Masaki Yuasa. This is the first movie to ever make me cry. Can't tell you exactly why it made me cry, but I've seen it 3 times now, and it made me cry every single time. But it's just an absolutely fantastic film about basically like this kid who is learning to love what he likes, to love music and to love others, and it's just, I don't know, it's beautiful. It's very beautiful. I love this movie so much. Clearly, I'm so very good at describing films in a very cohesive and concise way. But yeah, definitely go give this a shot. This movie is fantastic. Okay, I also have watched Mirai and Oh Mirai. This is actually a really cool film. I think this is probably my favorite Mamoru Hosoda film that's not Girl Who Left Through Time. I do also have that film, but I think I'm letting someone borrow it, so... yeah, just know I have that film somewhere. Someone has it. I don't know who it is. But Mirai is really good. I think it has a really nice story to it. I think the visuals are always fantastic. I expect that from Mamoru Hosoda. But yeah, this is, I would say, one of his better films, in my opinion, to watch. Up next, I have Ping Pong the Animation. So I was gifted this a couple years ago, and I keep getting crap for me not watching it. Because, yeah, I'm just really slow about watching it. But yeah, this movie, or this show... looks amazing. The manga is fantastic, so I will have to get to it when I get to it at some point. Then I Short Walk On Girl, another Masaki Yuasa film. This one I actually watched in theaters with my fiance way back when it first released in the US, and yeah, it's just a really fun ride. It's nothing like super crazy. You're not gonna get like a thought-provoking, big brain kind of moment, but yeah, it's just overall just a fun time. I like this movie. It's a fun one. Definitely gonna watch it again. Up next, I guess technically this is a Studio Ghibli film, or they work with Studio Ghibli, but this is The Red Turtle. So this was a mix between Studio Ghibli, I should have put this in the Studio Ghibli section, but basically it's a mix between Studio Ghibli and I believe a European studio, so they worked on the film together. I haven't actually seen it, so we'll definitely have to check it out because I've heard it's actually pretty good. Up next, it's Redline. If you want to just balls to the wall action craziness going on for like an hour, however long it is, I think it's like an hour and like 32 minutes. Yeah, this movie is crazy. I think it's 42 minutes actually, but yeah, absolutely ridiculous. If you just want your like eyes to start bleeding by how beautiful it is, but also by how fast paced it is, this is a fun film. Definitely give it a shot. It's super cool. And last but not least, it's actually a movie I have not seen. This is The Sky Crawlers. Yeah, I've not watched this, but I've heard it's really good according to like the reviews. Did not get it from Blockbuster. It does have a Blockbuster sticker, which I think is hilarious. But yeah, that's gonna be the last one because I don't have Tekkon Kikrit with me. I believe I'm letting someone borrow that as well. Yeah, I let people borrow my DVDs more often than my manga, but Tekkon Kikrit I also do have. That is a fantastic movie as well. I love all of the anime films that I have. I actually just recently sold one that I didn't care for, so yeah. This is probably going to be watched at some point, and then if I do like it, I'll hold on to it, and if I don't, bye-bye. But yeah, that's going to be it. That's going to be all of my anime and like figures, that basically my non-manga anime collection stuff. I hope you enjoyed. This was an interesting video to film because I actually kind of started filming on a whim. But I really want to talk about this stuff because I do, there's a reason why I do have it, and I probably will be talking more about my anime stuff during anime. So during the month of May, I'm going to be doing some more anime focused videos, so just look out for that. It's going to be an interesting one. I've never really done anime stuff, so I don't know how the videos are going to be made, but we'll get there when we get there. Yeah, what did you guys think of this video? I didn't really plan this one out very well, as you could tell, so like a lot of it was just spur of the moment, just throwing out my information, throwing out my content here and there. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Yeah, it was a fun one to make, and yeah, you know what to do. You can like, you can comment, and you can subscribe. Those are all super amazing things. I love you so much if you do that, and if you don't do that, thanks for watching the video regardless. Appreciate all your views. Yeah, that's gonna be it, I think. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.